We've got James back on the line. Evening, James.
Good evening, Robin. How are you, matey?
Yeah, very well, thanks. And tell us about this new thing. I mean, Leek Town TV. How's it all come about?
Leek Town TV. I'd like to think people are talking about it. I think they are a little bit. Basically, I mean, I follow Leek Town. I've followed Leek Town all my life. I'm a Stoke City supporter. That's my sort of a main club, but I've always followed Leek, as much as I can go down. And I've always had an interest in Leek Town. And there was one game I went to Stoke. We played Arsenal at the Britannia. It was probably about a couple of months ago. Stoke beat Arsenal 3-2. And after the game, I got home and I saw on social media, someone had posted onto my Facebook, Arsenal Fan TV. So I watched it, and it was footage of a couple of Arsenal fans having a right good ding-dong verbally outside the Britannia Stadium. And I thought, that just give me an idea. I thought we could do something like that at Leek Town with the supporters. Not quite as dramatic or as, I'm not planning to get a big ruck or a big argument, but I thought you could film a bit of the football, you could speak to people connected with the club, you could speak to management, and also you could interview supporters. Put it onto YouTube, put it onto Facebook, put it onto Twitter, and just call it Leek Town TV. And it's for me, it's quite simple, really. And I just thought it's something different because people, at that level of football, you don't get sort of that media outlet, do you? You don't get Leek Town TV. Although in saying that, Stafford Rangers do something similar. And I understand, I think it might be Ilkeston, but I know certainly Stafford Rangers do Stafford Rangers TV. So that was where the idea come from.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit different though, isn't it? Because Stafford Rangers TV, yeah, they do the film highlights, yeah, they record the post-match interview. But you've been to Lee Caswell's house, haven't you? Interviewed him there and had Neil Baker and Andy Wayne.
We have. I mean, fortunately, Leek's it's a fairly small town. And you do get to know a lot of the people in Leek. It's a small town, but the population, I think, is about 22,000, or it certainly used to be. So there's plenty of people in Leek, but you do get to know a lot of people. And with being involved in football myself, be it on a Sunday, be it, getting involved in running buses to Stoke, watching Leek Town, you start to get to know a lot of people. And luckily, I know Leek as well. I know Matthew Beebe, the good lads. A lot of us know them because they've been involved in local football. And Neil Baker, I know his lads through football, and just know Neil from going down to Leek, and they've all been very sort of supportive of the idea I've tried to put together, and have obviously been game for me to chat to them. And to be fair, they I suppose they're high profile in Leek. It's not, if you went a bit bigger than that, okay, they're not, they're not huge profile, but Lee Caswell in Leek, everybody knows him. He's a Leek Town manager. And yeah, I just said to them, do you mind if I come and interview and record it? It's only a camcorder, so it's only very amateur what we're doing. But I've got a mate who's very good with the digital side of stuff, and he sort of puts the tiles together on the internet, and it looks quite professional, or I think it does. I don't know if you've been fortunate enough to have a look.
What I want to ask you, James, is how far can this go? We've got with Stan Collymore, you're pleading with him for an interview, and that'd be great.
Well, we are. I mean, I suppose we've got to be realistic as well. I think a bit tongue-in-cheek when I'm asking the likes of Stan Collymore and Mark Bright, because Mark Bright did start his career at Leek Town, I believe. So it would have been nice to, but it seems like they're not really game for it. But I guess, they're contracted to whatever Talk Sport, Stan Collymore. It's unlikely that. But you never know. If you ask,
you got to try. No one better to tell you that than me with some of the interviews we have. I mean, but in terms of Leek Town, I mean, how have you got it? What sort of reactions have you had from the supporters? It's there to see on YouTube, but how have you found it? Have you found like some interesting people to talk to? There are some characters out there, aren't there? Mark the Fan at Naughty United, you might have heard of him. People like that. There might be a few at Leek who like a good moan on the camera.
There are some characters. There's absolutely loads of them. There really is. I mean, I think they've taken to. I mean, it's been going a month. I mean, what I'm mindful of is, you know, the minute I'm seen as an irritation, or the minute, you know, people get a bit bored of it, or the minute, you know, it'll run its. I mean, I'm kind of very open-ended with it. It's a kind of, let's see how far it will go. You know, and at the moment, people have taken to it, and they seem to be enjoying it because it's a bit different. And I guess it brings a bit of humour, you know, speaking to sort of local people who people can relate to, everyday sort of people. You know, not just, say, Neil. I mean, we managed to speak to Eric Bristow, which was very good of him, because he lives in Leek. You know, he's high profile. That was great for us to start off with. But I mean, I say run-of-the-mill people. I shouldn't run anyone down. You know, I shouldn't talk anyone down. But people who are known locally or perhaps not known out of sort of Leek circles, we're speaking to them kind of people as well. So I guess you can relate to that because it's the people you'll knock about within the street. And it's quite funny, I guess, seeing them on TV in an interview situation answering questions because you wouldn't ordinarily see it, would you?
Yeah.
So let's see how far it can go. It's been going a month, and I think we've got about 650 close to followers on Facebook. We've got nearly 200, I think about 199 or something like that on Twitter. And we've got about 30 on YouTube. So combined, there's about 800.
Yeah.
That's really good in a month, you know, if we can keep pushing that. And ultimately, let's try and get a few more people to go and watch Leek Town because it's a great football club. It's a big football club, you know, and I want them, you know, we all want them, but we're great to see them get promoted. And it's just by setting something up, which is quite simple, gets a few more people through the turnstiles and supporting the club, then I know my job is done. You know, that's ultimately what I'd love to see.
Well, listen, James, it's been absolutely brilliant to have you on the show, and I'll come and say hello next time I'm down at Leek Town. But in the meantime, obviously, follow them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and get watching Leek Town TV. Thanks, James.
Well, thanks very much for your time. Cheers.